after the brain injury, I stopped walking, and I want to start walking again.
Before his surgery, social-wise, he was definitely up there with kids his age, around his age, younger or older.
When he started first grade, we involved him in a Boy Scout, which was great. He enjoyed it.
Going hiking and going up to the mountains. And my aunt used to live in New York. We go to the subway and the Bronx Zoo, everything.
We did camps, we did hiking, the same things that everybody could do. He just do little slow, but he run as a kid who have just a little weakness in left side.
So he didn't have any issues making friends or socializing in that aspect.
So it was the last day of school when the surgery was scheduled. A few days before, he just did not feel well. They did the CAT scan and sent us to Children's Hospital. The neurosurgeon called us in the morning and said, I see something different in the CAT scan. Let's did that surgery to see if the shunt needs to be cleaned or it's clogged or there's something else. And that's why we went for surgery on May the 25th to see if the shunt was working properly. Everything changed completely after that day. Slowly, you realize that it's something serious.
I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't understand why he was asleep, and then after that he was in an induced coma for several months following. When he did wake up, it wasn't the same Albert that I knew.
Little by little, the brain and Albert did not act the same as before.
He had been in the hospital bed for so long that his muscles had atrophied, and he was having a hard time remembering and speaking and talking and picking things up.
They sent us to Atlanta to do more rehab.
But after surgery, I don't know how many years of therapy it was, but it all just blurs together.
After Albert had that surgery, he's never the same. He's never the same.
And it's just unfair for someone to have to go through that, through what he's going through for the rest of his life.
Albert was very happy to join a group of Knoxvillians here in North Carolina, Wilmington. Surf camp was adaptive surf camp.
They put me on a surfboard and we had fun. They put me on the stomach and they pushed me around. I was trying to hold on to the board, I was falling off. It was fun.
He was so happy to participate in the activity. I didn't find any other activity for him here. Probably they could do little more. I just did not find anything here that Albert will participate, would love to. Unfortunately, everything's changed. Life is completely different for him and us. It is a thing that affects the family.
When we were younger, before Albert's surgery, we had a typical brother-sister relationship. We would fight, bicker. He's 5 years younger than me, so he always wanted to hang out with my friends, and we would avoid that and play hide and seek. So he'd be hiding, and then we would just leave. But it was a pretty good relationship. We picked on each other, fought a lot, but at the end of the day, we were really good friends.
Albert required a lot, so you just have that time for him more than anything. So even though I would like to drive Laura to practice and other way, or just do things as usually family do, the time is that I'm helping more Albert. He just required more.
I was having to carpool with friends, stay with friends. If I had cheerleading competitions out of town, I would have to go with my friends' parents.
It's very traumatic for her, Albert, and all of us. It's a life that suddenly changed for our family.
We were a lot closer, I believe. Before his surgery, I feel like we were a lot closer as a family.
You just have no time to be a wife like before.
It was just a really long, hard, confusing time.
I need to take Albert to a surgery, another surgery, hospital visit, doctor's appointment.
It definitely dwindled the family relationship, and it was just too strained.
You try to do the best and take care of everything. Little bit of a support that we had, but mainly it's me. The impact of Albert's surgery on Laura was huge.
I remember my parents bickering, and they didn't agree about different things, which hospital to go to, which therapy to go to, what's the best course of action now.
I mean, she tried to cover it to one point, but it's really traumatic, and she just experienced things that nobody wants to go through.
I was pulled out of any extracurricular things that I did because he just didn't have the time to allow me to do that after school. So for me, I just felt distance amongst everyone. What I would say to someone who has a sibling with a brain injury, just be there for them, get close to them, be their friend. All the years that we've been distant, it's been hard on me, and I can't even imagine how hard it's been on him. Because it's hard, because if you feel alone, then they feel a lot more alone than you do. And I can't even imagine that. So, yeah, I miss my brother. I don't feel like I've fully grieved that loss. I'm still grieving every day.
Most frustration thing is not having a home, just going to the hotel just to take a shower, or somewhere other places, just housing.
We are in a huge need of a permanent home, accessible and affordable.
I need a roll-in shower, or just a bathtub with a bench. Maybe like a regular house or a first floor apartment.
We are camping in his sister's place, in his dad's place, not accessible, both of them. We are showering in a hotel because it is accessible. We really wait to get a permanent place. We don't know how long it's gonna take. We are in a waiting list. And right now we are in both condos with not accessible shower, and that's not an option for us.
I got a power chair. It's big, but I just need a house to put it in.
We live with very little, and especially in the market today, prices are skyrocketing. Everything is so expensive, and we are left with almost nothing, barely surviving. It is very hard. It is very hard.
Having a home, I just want to be right for me.
Disability on a Capital Day, it's that day to advocate for people who need their voice to be heard. I advocate for Albert for quite a time, since we are in a situation that requires attention and help. The response from the legislators is the people don't want to acknowledge us.
I did go to Capitol Hill and help my mom and brother and talk to some legislators, but she's very nice and she's maybe too polite. And down the line, I would like to also join her and accompany her in going and really getting the point across of the frustration that a lot of people probably share locally, that there's not much done about kids or adults with traumatic brain injuries.
Maybe they're never gonna help us. Probably they're never gonna help. Am I not strong advocate enough? Try to figure it out when we need help, why people don't want to help us.
I feel like it's 2022, and the fact that there's not more funding or housing or help, any services, it's just inadequate and unfortunate that we're still having to fight for the same thing a decade down the road.
I really know that we could do better. We expect more from our officials, and we want more.
It's not being spoken enough, so it's very easy to get pushed aside, falling through the cracks, swept under the rug, just because it's not, to them, as important as other issues that are getting more attention. So I feel like that's also why it's been taking so long and there's still not any progress.
It's tough, it's painful. We need help now more than ever.
He's really passionate about music, and it's the funniest thing because he'll just be turning the sound all the way up at the red light, and people will be looking. He's just smiling and waving, and more times than not, people will actually recognize him and say, "Hey, DJ Albert!"
I just want to be a DJ. I just listen to the rap, and maybe it's the beat, or the rhythm. Maybe just get the board. One day, I hope I can do it.
He wants to be that part of the society and wants to enjoy as much as everybody.
So everywhere he goes, he's always made a friend.
My future, I hope it will be start walking again and be a DJ soon.
I want him independent. I want him to be in society. I want just for him to function as much as possible. We are part of the community. We just need to find little help.
I want him to have the ability to walk again. I want him to have a normal life. I want him to be happy and go to school and work and socialize and live a normal life of a kid, a teenager, an adult. So it's hard to live with the fact that that'll never happen.